not supposed to be where they're supposed to be, and the only way they're not going to go wherever they're not supposed to go is she's going to go get them? And when is that her responsibility? At what point? I don't know your situation. I just know mine. I'll rescue you once, and that's it. We really shouldn't have any. Our Lord Jesus Christ took it all. He was sweating blood. Took it. Boom. Now, okay, that's way this end, right? So, most of you, because this is society, live over here. Stress, time, we're busy. I know a girl who's more busy being busy and telling me about it that I could hardly handle her anymore. It doesn't have to be that way. There's a lot. We all have pushes on us, pushes on us, pushes on us. We're going to have it. We're going to have it. Well, you can call it whatever you want. You call it stress? That's great. That's a good word. I'm stressed. I want to know why. What is it that caused you to be stressed? Because I can diffuse that like that. Where do you put your faith? Where do you put your energy? You put your energy in everybody else? If you don't take care of yourself, you are not able to take care of anybody else. What do we have? 16 seconds? If we're up at a high altitude, 16 seconds. You girls weren't here for that. If the airbag falls down, you might have been. You have 16 seconds. That's why you put your own on first. If we're not taking care of ourselves, what are we going to do? Pass out. Okay, so if you, all right, perfect. Rose goes, you're going to pass out. So what happens when you pass out? You become unwhat?
Unconscious.
Ah, perfect. Thank you. I am freezing and my nose is red. You become unconscious. That doesn't sound very fun. Okay? So if you're conscious, what? Oh, if you're conscious versus unconscious, when you're unconscious, what decisions can you make? None. What can you have for supper? What channel do you watch on TV? Are you living unconsciously? Yeah, I'd say yar. 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 That's okay, I can do it. The thing is we all do it. It doesn't matter who you are, I do it. And my goal in life is to live intentionally. We do it. So how do we not do it? We do it less and less and less and less and less. All right, I have something to say as I am concluding. My heart's desire is to invest in people. The people that want to learn. If I have to convince you that you need to learn this stuff, you know, I can go on. I understand myself enough. You don't hurt my feelings. It doesn't matter. I'm not concerned or amused or anything. But, oh, I'm trying to be. Oh, yes, ma'am. Oh, are we good?
Yeah.
Okay. So, as we move through that, if we all live unconsciously to a point, how do we become not that way? We got to unlearn stuff. Right? We got a giant problem. I'm going to say some things now that you might turn off and not listen to me anymore. Yeah, that's fine. I already told you I'm not into convincing people that they need to step up and make it happen. You know, I will help to the extent that I can. But my question for you is, what do you do about it? These kinds of conferences give you the tools. Yeah, sometimes you can apply them, sometimes you can't. But if there's not application, all right, why is there often not application? I'm sorry? It's even more than that. We don't know how. It's this right here. Recognize the potential to expose and transform. We need people around us to help us do that. We do not know how. There's only one thing that I believe is innate. Innate meaning being born with. Perfect pitch. You know anybody with perfect pitch? Yes. How many people? You have perfect pitch?
No.
Oh, you know some. Okay. You know one person? Maybe?
One.
Maybe. You know if you go to a guitar shop, do you know how many of their instruments there are in there to tune your guitar? Thousands. Thousands of instruments or gadgets to tune your guitar. That's how much we don't know what we're doing. We got stuff to unlearn and we got to learn how to do it. This is what I do. This is what I'm designed to do. This is why God has put me on this earth. And I kick and scream a lot because I would really like somebody to help me. Here, hold your hand and we'll walk you through. This is what I do and I love it. Someday I'll figure out how to be paid for it. And, but I will just honor what God has given me to do. So as you all attempt to wake up from consciousness into consciousness, because when you start thinking about and looking at and understanding and being intentional about what you're watching on TV, what you're listening to on your radio, who you're talking to in the break room, the conversations that you have, the clothes you put on yourself, if you start actually being intentional about that, not what the lady at the store told you, but what you know to be true, what your style is. I mean, there was a young lady who was here yesterday. She said something to me, but she goes, "Oh, I can't do that because I'm short." I'm like, "Yeah, you can. You can do it." You have to develop identity. We live in a world where we want to be like everybody else. God did not create us that way. If we did, we'd all be pinkies. How well can you function as a pinky? Just curious. Or an elbow. But how many pinkies do I have? For a reason. I don't have 7. There's a reason. I would love to have a conversation with any of you. If you flip my speaker sheet over, you'll see that there's a lot of things that I have been working on and working through. I do awareness coaching and all sorts of things, and I would love to have any conversation with anybody past that. I'm not perfect, but there's a lot of insight that I have been given, and I go after it. And if people are wanting it, I'm there. Like I said, I'm not pushing the pool. That doesn't work for me. You got to jump in on your own. But I just very much want to be known as being available, intentional, and consistent. And the challenge I have is, can you be those things? And when you can be those things, what is it that you are? You don't have to be my 3 things. That doesn't matter, You need to be those things in most areas, but what do you want to be known for? Being aware of who you are, exploring who you are, not living unconsciously, living under full awareness, is a lot of work. It's exhausting. It makes other people very uncomfortable because they are so uncomfortable to start.